All right, guys. One of the benefits of this game is it will show you if your partner is not being honest with you. Guaranteed. See, the vast majority of couples will win this game on the first detail card. If it takes you 2 cards, no big deal, it happens. But if you go past 2 detail cards, then somebody's playing with kid gloves. If you go past 3 detail cards, then somebody's lying or just not being honest or not being straight with you. Watch this couple. You'll see what I mean.
My bad. I forgot to tell you this week's episode is...
Should I get a new Harley?
This is the YBAngry channel where we show couples how to stay together one issue at a time. No fuss, no drama. It's just a game. My name is Rod Jeter and I am your YBAngry couples coach. Here we go.
She'll be A, I'll be B.
Both players will use the This One detail cards to write down all the details to support their position on this issue. Only fill in sections 1, 2, and 3. Use as many cards as needed.
Frustrated. And I don't understand some of the things you do. I can't comprehend. I tell you the truth, I'm trying hard as I can. I'm so confused while we keep arguing.
We should be saving for a house and a wedding. I think it's a 10.
So what you're saying to me is our direction of going towards buying a house and getting out of a camper is important, as well as the wedding that we have been planning and recently just got engaged. So the 2 things are very important. Is that right?
Yeah.
This detail is true, yes.
So tell to her how relevant it is it to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty important, so I'd say like a 10.
Okay.
I mean, it's us buying a house and us getting married. Yes, we should. But once we do buy a house and have a wedding, we will have too much debt to income, and the chances of us and me getting a new Harley will be slim to none.
So what you're saying is, once we get a house and a wedding, we'll have too much debt for you to, be able to get a loan for a new motorcycle? Is that right?
Yeah. I do understand that we're going to get married, and I do understand that we're going to get a house and stuff like that. I do believe that you will be the one who's going to be the main provider on the income and stuff like that. Though I do worry that the cost of a wedding is going to be really expensive. The cost of a down payment for a house, as well as keeping up with the month-to-month bills, is going to be too much, where getting a new Harley won't be really a thing for us to be able to do.
What changes, though, because if I'm going to be the one that's on the loan for the house, then what's the difference between you getting a bike in September versus you waiting until August of next year and getting a bike, because your debt to income ratio wouldn't have changed?
That is a good point. What is the difference in it?
I don't know.
Of me waiting or not waiting?
Well, because we need to save that money so that we can have more money to put toward a house.
Yeah, but I'm going to be financing it, so it's not going to be too crazy. It's only going to be $150 more a month.
I know. And I also know that it's hard for us to save money to begin with, and I worry that if we put another $150 on top of all of our bills with my student loans kicking in 1 week, then the chances of us being able to save as much as we need to is just going to get smaller every single month.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. It really, I guess it comes down to, the options that are on the table for us, where it's we're both looking at getting promotions here soon. With me and my job, and then you with your job, as well as us selling the camper. That's going to be a little bit more money. And so, I guess it comes down to kind of the same situation that we're in right now, is that yes, we are trying to buy a house and have a wedding, but we're having a really hard time finding a house that doesn't sell within a day and a half that we like. So I guess it is coming down to I'm not adding an extra payment. Really, it's just, I don't know, just a little bit more money, I guess it is. But Yeah, like let's say like if we're trying to buy a house in the next 6 months, 5 months, it's only $1,000 more. Let's say if it's only $150 a month, that's $900 that could go into the house fund. $1,000 could be a lot to play with. Yeah. I said I feel better because you're taking us more seriously, and I know you have been, but I can see that you are trying to make things happen so that we can create a life together in a home that's loving and make the things that we've been talking about for many years reality.
Jeez. I feel better because you are hearing some of my concerns, and I do really just want to set us up for success. I'm not trying to be bossy or anything. I'm just trying to do what I think the best decision is, but I do also need to think about your own wants and needs and not just mine.
Was there progress with this one detail? Did we make any progress?
I think so.
Okay. And the second step is, was there enough progress to win the game? Is this issue settled?
No.
One of mine is that I said I work hard for my money. And it's my Harley, it's my money, it's my payment. I think the relevance of everything is number 9.
So what you're saying to me is that you do work really hard for your money, and with the money that you earn, you should be able to do what you want with it.
In a sense, yeah. I actually do agree with that, yeah. I should be able to do what I want with it, yeah.
Is that a yes?
So wait, I want to make sure you're not saying yes because what she said is true.
Yeah.
You need to say yes because what she said is what you meant.
Yeah,
okay.
It is definitely, yes, it is what I mean.
This detail is or is not true.
I feel like it is.
She knows what I do for my job.
Wait. You can't talk right now.
My time to shine.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a true statement, and I also feel that as a team...
Well, no. So
yeah,
we're not talking.
We're not talking, baby.
You just have to say is or is not. It's okay if this is not. You have to be.
Yeah, be honest.
Because so what was his detail?
That he works hard for his money, which he does, absolutely.
What was his detail?
What's my detail, honey?
Yeah, that he works hard for your money. You work hard for your money.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he wrote?
I work hard for my money.
Oh, because you said some other stuff.
Yeah, I added on to it. I was trying to think about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I just say what I work? I just work hard for my money.
How relevant that detail is to this issue?
How relevant is me working hard for my money relevant to me getting her?
Put a 9.
Damn right.
You put a 9, so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So my response is, yes, you work so hard, and I am so proud of you and all that you do for me. I also work hard for my money, and I can't be more invested in our future than you, and it needs to be equal.
So what you're saying to me is that we both work hard for our money, and we both invest in each other and our goals, though you do not want to be the main contributor and the only contributor if I get a new Harley, correct? Is this correct? Is this right?
Yes. Well, we're getting better at this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we both work hard for what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to make sure that you are taking these next steps serious. And if we come up with a plan of how we can continue to take this serious, then I'm open to the idea. But I also really just want to make sure that we've got it figured out where it's not just impulsivity and wanting it because we just think it's cool.
Yeah, I understand that. I also think that swapping out the one motorcycle for another motorcycle is not I'm hey, I'm going to buy a new motorcycle outright and dropping 20 stacks all up front right now, and in the middle of us trying to buy a house. It's I'm chipping away at it, and since we both work hard for our money, we need to do the things that help us and our escapes, in a sense, the things that help us as people, where driving a car is nice and stuff like that, or going for a bike ride, though me riding my motorcycles has been like a really massive part of my life since we started dating, and I would say more times than not I'm on a motorcycle than I am in my truck.
I think that you have more outlets than me, where like you have your bicycles, you have your Harleys, and I don't have a lot of those hobbies that you have. And maybe that's why I don't really understand fully why it's important to you.
And like I've tried to get you to like enjoy my hobbies with me.
I know.
Like to have a motorcycle, and like I got you a Harley one time,
I know.
and then you traded it for a $1,000 motorcycle, which
Dropped it.
it doesn't matter about dropping it. It matters what you did with it, and you got rid of like that was a time where like I was really strapped for money. Not to bring up old things though, but like I tried to like have you enjoy the things that I enjoy as well. And like when I got you that Harley for Christmas, like I didn't really talk about the sacrifices that I made so you could have that. Like I traded my personal vehicle and several $1,000s on top of that I didn't have, and like got you a Harley, and then like we fixed it up, and then like we rode it, and then there was only a couple times that you rode it. But since then, like since that Harley, like my bike that I was riding that time, how many bikes have I had since then?
A lot.
Yeah. So like me and my motorcycles are like they're a big passion of mine, and like I try to get you to enjoy them with me. And you know, maybe it is just like what we used to do was like ride around together. Like I know that we don't have a lot of escapes, and like you don't have the same escapes that I do. Though like something about like just freaking pinning that bad boy and ripping it, it's super fun.
92 miles an hour, I know.
Yeah, and just hauling ass on it and popping wheelies and trying not to get caught by the cops is like really fun, and like to do it all on a Harley is like pretty badass. And it's like I need to enjoy the fruits of my loin. Enjoy my fruits that I work hard for. I need to enjoy.
Not the fruit of your loin. That's like
that's not underwear
stuff.
No, I need to enjoy the fruits of my labor, and like I sacrifice all the time. And like you also have seen like the last couple of years, like with my job and then changing my job and trying to like get my head on straight. And like a lot of the times it's like for me to go out and escape is like getting on something with two wheels. If I can like take the time out for myself to like enjoy the things that I do, like it should be like, you know, I don't have any student debt, I don't have any credit card debt, I don't have like any massive debt. The only thing I have is the truck payment, and that's pretty much the big one. Though I know like at times like I struggle to keep up with the bills and like help out and do stuff, especially like right now where there's so much crazy shit going on, like weddings and
yeah.
Especially like inflation.
Yeah, I think that's like the only concern that I have though is like with that getting added on, like it puts more pressure on me to take care of other things that I don't mind doing, but it's pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. I think you do mind it. You just say you don't, but you do. Like we talked about yesterday.
Maybe a little, but not a lot, because I want us to have all of these big things. You know, I want us to do all these really great things with our lives, and I just want to be responsible.
Yeah, and so responsible to us as being $350,000 in debt, making $2,700 a month payments, and that sounds the least responsible thing. Like if I said to be responsible is to buy a $300,000 house and get married and do all this stuff, like getting married, yeah, sounds pretty responsible. Like, it sounds cool. But then like to like literally like give in our life to work to pay off something that we have is like kind of crazy. And like I know we make decent money, but do we really want to spend that much money a month and buying a house? And it's like the house we live in and stuff like that is cool, and like I think we're going off topic, but like I think me having a motorcycle is always going to be a part of who I am. And regardless if it's a $10,000 Harley or a $25,000 Harley. You know, like, yeah, there'll always be a time in my life where I can, but you know how I'm a wheeler and dealer, and you know, if it doesn't work, then I can just sell it, and then it's like, all right, well, we tried. And we can always back away. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm putting tattoo in my ink, and tattoo in my body, and making something forever. You know, like I know that I want us forever, and trying to make those sacrifices for us. I just need to make sure that like I'm taking care of myself at the same time.
That's cute. I feel better because I know that we both agree on what our goals are together. We've just got a few smaller things that we have to kind of iron out.
I feel better because we are in this together, regardless of finances or motorcycles. Was there progress on the detail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we solve the problem? No.
Doing the game? No, not yet. Keep cranking them out. Go to the next one.
I feel like it puts more pressure on me. And I look at this as a 9.
So what you're saying to me is that you feel more pressure by me getting a new motorcycle. Is this correct?
Like financial pressure. Yes.
That is true. Well, do I?
Yeah, it's up to you. Is that true, what she said?
Actually, I would say no.
Okay.
It's not true.
Now, I'm sorry. What was the detail?
That it puts more like financial pressure
No,
on me.
can you tell me what she wrote, though?
She said that it puts more pressure. It puts more financial pressure onto me.
Okay. Sometimes, because she was saying I feel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if she said I feel, then you have to say that is true.
Mm.
Okay, you have to validate her feelings, but she didn't say I feel that
Oh,
time.
I did. I feel it puts more.
I just asked you to read it.
I feel it puts more financial pressure onto
So
me.
see, these little details make a difference, right?
So you don't think that that statement is true, but because my feelings
Your
are
feelings are
mine to
valid.
own and they are valid, can tell we both worked in the therapy industry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, detail is true. Yes.
How relevant is that detail to you?
8. Understand your feelings for feeling financial pressure, and I want to help relieve some of this stress.
So what you are saying to me is that you want to help relieve some of the stress, and that my feelings of feeling this way are valid. Is that right?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
I also feel like that was some cop out right there. I feel.
No. No.
No, I do want to like help like take off some of the burden of stress and stuff like that, and like it's just I don't know like how to when I make 1/3 your salary. It's like how much do I give in before I don't have anything for myself, and like I do make 1/3 your salary, and so like how do I help financially when I can barely put money in my gas tank in the first place? Which then is kind of like bites me in the ass, because if you can't put money in your gas tank, how do you want to buy a new motorcycle? It's gonna help. It's $10 instead of $60.
I feel like sometimes you have this mentality, though, of I can't help in the way that you want to, so then the attitude switches over to, then I'm just going to go and do this big thing that is just going to not help even more.
What do you mean big thing?
Like, I feel like I can't give you enough money a month to save up, so I'm just going to, like, be upset with myself, so I'm going to go get myself a new Harley, and then it's like, okay, well, now I can't do, like, any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also feel like a slight bit of guilt because like I feel that like society created this thing of like the man's the main provider, and if I'm not providing then like I'm kind of useless. And since like you know it's like I provide in different ways besides financially, and I think that's like my main contributing factor is like, yeah, I might not financially be stable, but like though I did help us like build out the camper, and I did help us like I'm good with my hands and like putting like the pieces of a puzzle together, and like you just help get but you help like get the material so I can build them together so that way I can help us create the house that we want. There's only so much that I can do or can't do, and if I can't, like, you know, it's like I don't know how much money you want in like a month-to-month basis. That's like, all right, cool. Like I feel comfortable. Like this amount of money relieves stress off of me. You know, is it $1,000? Is it $500? Is it? Well, I don't know what it is. You know, and I think that's like the conversation that we need to be having is like, if you want me to take the pressure off of you and you feel that it puts more pressure on you by me having a motorcycle, then we need to discuss like how much money do I need to like front to like relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah. I feel like there's also this like expectation that because I'm making more that I should be the one to like be responsible to save up all the money to set us up for what it is that we want, and I don't always feel like that's like necessarily fair.
Yeah. So what would be fair then?
I don't know.
That's what we need to figure out.
Yeah.
He's like, what's fair? You know.
The game works if you're being honest. I believe. So you have to try to be painfully honest, Danielle. If you have an idea of what's fair.
I don't know what would be fair though.
Thinking about it for months, so you have a number. You have an idea.
I've been thinking about it for months.
I don't know, we've been talking about it for months.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like an expectation of like something is put into the savings. Every paycheck is a contribution.
What is that number?
I don't know. Well, also because it's like we stopped working at this program. We're still waiting to get like consistent checks from this one.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even know what your paychecks look like.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know.
Yeah. You know, even like $500 is gonna a paycheck. But
that's what I'm saying. It's not. It doesn't have to be.
That's a third of my paycheck right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe that is fair. A third. You know, one from $500 for me, $500 for you, and $500 for the bills. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever I can swing for $500 is what I can afford. The other $500 goes into, you know, our savings account, and the other $500 is just going into saving. You know, like a different savings. You know, where I take $500 for my personal pleasure, for just me, and then $500 into like our savings account, and then $500 towards my bills. But I don't know.
I feel like at the end of the day, all of the bills that I do pay, you walk away with more than I do when it comes to like spending for whatever we have left over. So like even the expectation of like me to be able to save on top of everything else that I've already got going on, like does put pressure on me.
Mm-hmm. You understand that? Yeah.
And like I'm glad that we have what we have. And it's a lot. And then yeah, when it is like thinking about adding all the other stuff onto it too, it just stresses me out because like I just want to make sure that you are on the same page as me.
I feel better now because I know that you have been feeling stressed out and crunched financially for a minute, and I need to buckle down to support us.
I feel better because I don't want you to ever change being you, and like I appreciate like the openness to my thoughts.
Was there any progress with this one detail?
I think each one we're getting a little bit further in progress.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there enough? Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
I feel like we don't even need to like ask each other at this point. It's like, nah, we still know it's not there.
I mean, okay. I'm starting to.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand.
We just keep it. The reality is, as long as you're playing, you're winning, because you're talking, you're understanding each other better.
Mm-hmm. One detail of mine is that it is so expensive, and I don't think this is a relevance of. I think it's like an 8.
What you're saying to me is the price tag of the Harley is something that could affect us, or even myself.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is this detail true? Yeah, oh yeah, it's expensive. The relevance of the price tag. I mean, it's the most expensive motorcycle I bought, so say 10.
10.
My response is yes, it is very expensive. And it is the most expensive motorcycle I've ever purchased. And at times I feel like a kid in the candy shop mixed with JJ Wentworth, and it's my money and I want it now.
Yeah, but I get it. Who's JJ Wentworth? I feel like I've...
877 cash now.
Okay. I was like, I know that, I just don't know who it was. So what you're saying is, it is really expensive, and you're aware of that, and that doesn't deter you at all. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Figured. So, what is it about this bike in particular that you want so bad? Like, why?
I think it's not like this bike where it's like, okay, cool, it's the 2021 or 2022 Harley Pan America. I think it's like, in life we keep growing and we keep like, it's the next best thing and the next best thing. It's like this rush that like you've seen me chase for a while, where it's like these trips I go on, or like, oh well, you know, the bar keeps getting set higher, a little bit higher, and now I've gotten to a place in my life where, you know, I truly can afford it. Not really afford it, but the bank says I can afford it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like something really empowering to me, where it's like, damn, Kev, like, you're doing it. And like, a piece of me knows that it's really expensive. A piece of me knows that like, it's going to be like that other Harley I had.
The Fat Bob?
Yeah.
We loved that. You shouldn't have gotten rid of that one.
Shouldn't have gotten rid of that one. That was stupid.
Yeah.
That was big stupid. But it's like, the piece of me is like, dang, like if I can do it, then like, why not? And like, you know, especially with how much I ride, like, yeah, it's very expensive, but it comes with the warranty. And like, I've never had a bike with the warranty depending on
though?
it. Like a brand new, I know.
Like expires in a month.
That's the other one that I already told him no. But no, I could get something that's like really something like, damn, that car looks good. And that's like exactly where, like, it's not like the looks or the style or the appeal of it. It's that like, just like some people, it's like, oh yeah, my truck represents my personality, or like for me it's like my Harley represents like who I am and like what I do and what I'm about. And like, to have something that we can actually ride on, because if you're not going to get into the motorcycle, like I do miss like us riding together. Like we don't do it. I can't remember the last time we actually rode together.
It's been years.
Yeah, and like, I think we've lost touch in that, and like feeling like the way that we felt when we were on it together. And like, regardless if it's that Harley out there or a different one, like,
is that one big enough for me to like actually sit on? Is it bigger than this one?
Oh yeah.
I liked the Fat Bob. I felt comfortable on that one.
Yeah, but I do understand it's like very expensive, and I do understand like, do I really want to be $20,000 in debt? No. Do I want to be $350,000 in debt? Definitely not.
You don't have to be though.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I would have been if like things didn't change and work out the way they did.
Do you think that if they said yes, it would be really helpful for you to be on the loan, that you'd even be considering getting a bike right now?
No.
So do we think that there's like any like resentment at all of like why you're doing this?
Not towards you.
Okay.
There's no resentment towards you. I think the resentment is like towards myself. The fact that like I knew that, like what we talked about beforehand, especially with like the promotions I was getting at work, that like if I didn't leave the company, like we could have done it. But it really comes down to like, where was my head at the time? And like I really like the company and the job that I was working for was like really putting a detrimental like effect on my health. And like I felt that it was better off to like take care of myself than like to be able to be on a loan. And so it's like, yeah, a piece of me does have like a slight bit of resentment, but it's not towards you, it's not towards like us, it's really towards myself, because it's like I feel like that like I could have been able to like endure 6 more months to buy a house and like to be on a loan. Like of course I'm going to be on a loan with you, and like to say like we did this and like we are on this together, but instead it's like I'm upset that like we're not on it together and it's just you. And so if it's just you on it, then like, yeah, like kind of like what the guy was saying and like what we keep hearing from like different people, it's like, yeah dude, if you're not going to be on it, then go do something, like treat yourself. And even today, like I was thinking about like it doesn't have to be a Harley, like I was even thinking about getting one of those street legal side-by-sides. And like imagine like having like a street legal side by side in PA. Like nobody would.
In the country.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. Nobody. Everybody would be turning heads.
Some heads in the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it, and I also feel like my frustration comes into effect of like, yes, you have the luxury to go out and treat yourself, but I've never had that luxury. Like since like the day I got out of college, it hasn't been. Like, you wanna go do that? Like, go ahead and go and do that. Go buy yourself that nice thing. It's like, no, I have so much debt that I can't do that.
I understand that, and I hear that. Though I think you have. Like your old Tacoma.
I mean, that was like a truck I needed for work, and it was nice.
Yeah.
But
it's like, what would your idea of treating yourself look like then?
I have no idea.
You know.
Backpacking in Europe for 6 months.
Then maybe that's what we do before we buy a house.
I don't think we can throw that one into the mix.
I don't know. And that's what I do worry about with like buying a house. Is like, they want to buy a house, but like, do we really want to piss away all that?
I don't know.
Because that's what we would do. It's like, how do we go backpacking in Europe for 6 months if we have a mortgage?
Yeah.
It's a lot of saving up. It would take years and years and years to save up to do that.
I think that it's insane for them to charge you $1,200 to pull it from the back of the lot to the front of the lot.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That they're going to charge you for a warranty that expires in 20-something days.
I think we're holding on to the one Harley.
Yeah.
Not any of them, just that one that we talked to the lady that I already told her to kind of like screw off.
Yeah, she's not like that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's different if we get it here. But I also don't know, and I also don't want to drive down to like freaking Mesa and pick up another bike down there. Like I have no interest in doing that. It's too far. So like, yeah, maybe if the timing is right and it's October and Harley gets a new one and it's black and you like it and it's brand spanking new and it's whatever. Like, but I don't want to add more expenses to it. Like now we have to go drive 7 hours to go and pick it up and get a U-Haul and do all that stuff that comes along with it. And I know that it's new and it's shiny and it's fun, but it hasn't even been out long enough for us to know like what are the bad things about these bikes.
Yeah.
I like the name of it. I think it's like okay, but I like road cruisers in general, which it kind of is. It's like a hybrid, right?
No.
Weird hybrid. Is it a street bike?
No, it's an adventure bike.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it is expensive. And it's not, like I said before, it's not the initial. It's not like I'm dishing out like, here's $25,000.
I wish we could.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's not what's happening. You know, I'm literally walking in, signing some paperwork, and the money that I am fronting is tags and title.
Which.
$1,200.
Yeah, but here's my other thing too, is that brings up a good point of, since I've known you for 4 years, you've had like 7 different motorcycles.
Yep.
What makes you think that you are going to keep this one?
Don't know. Nothing. There is no. I think it is the idea of what I said before, is like, I've worked and built into it. I'm like slowly getting more and more. Where it is also in the aspect of like, the more money you pull and the bigger the loan, the more it might be able to help you out later too. Where it's like, oh yeah, he started with a $3,000 Harley and a $3,000 bike, and now it's off the showroom floor. But yeah, it is very expensive, and it scares the shit out of me just as much as it scares the shit out of you. And I think that's where like we interact differently. Where it's like the fear of like, oh shit, can I handle it? It's like, yeah, I'll swing it. I can do it. Where it's like, don't do it, dude. I'm like, don't do it. Like it's all bad, all written over. It's like, no, I think we actually could. I'm like, truly, genuinely think we could. And not even we, but I think I could. I know I could. But yeah, it is, you know, like we talked about before, it's like the price tag of it is a $400 monthly payment. And especially if I'm trying to give you $500 a month, or $500 a paycheck.
It's $400 a month.
That's what the payment is.
For a motorcycle. That is ridiculous, though. You know that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about last night about it.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was that much. I thought it was like $250.
You just found out it's 400 instead of 250, and now you're talking about it. So again, you're not being honest here. I mean, I don't feel like
I know.
You're being honest.
See, look who's playing the game right now.
I just feel like with you not being on the loan on the house, you can absolutely swing that while still helping out with the payments that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that you can do that immediately, which puts us in a really strapped position. Or you can wait because will be like no implications. You won't have any more debt, and we'll sell your bike, and you can get it done down the road. 6 months down the road. To take that $400 a month for 6 months, you're the Rain Man. I don't know that math, but that is going to give us a huge chunk of change in our pocket.
Yeah.
Like couple $1,000.
Mm-hmm. So, go on.
No, that we could be spending toward like the big things that we really want.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to get into we're in monsoon season right now. Summer's here. You still have your bike. Yeah, it's going to be nice to ride the next 3 or 4 months, but then we hit winter. You're not really going to be able to ride that much here in the winter. I know you can, but you also have a truck.
Yeah.
It's I just don't get why, it's the instant gratification of I need this and I need this now.
Mm-hmm.
What would it look like if you just put a pause and then got it right before we moved out?
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's December or whether that's April.
Mm-hmm.
But I just need help.
Yeah. So what I heard there was maybe I misheard a little bit, but it was I could use that $400 monthly payment to give you as well.
To give us.
Give us.
Yeah.
On top of the 5.
I'm not saying on top of the 5, I'm just saying this is a thing we're trying to do together.
Yeah, we need money.
Yeah.
And that's just for the house. For our wedding.
Yeah, which we have saved $0 for.
I understand.
Yeah.
Maybe we do put it on pause then. We should wait a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we're on the same team here.
I know that.
Made a good point. That I could, hold off a little bit longer and wait till we buy the house and see how that floats for a little bit before the new motorcycle comes in.
It's even right before we buy the house.
Mm-hmm.
But it's right now. I just sold my bike so that we can save.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to sell your bike, take the money that you make to put it on tags and title of a new bike. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't really think that you're as serious as me.
But who said that I was going to use it for the tags and title?
I don't know.
I understand. We can hold off. I can hold off. To get instant gratification is always nice. But who knows in 6 months to a year what it's going to look like, what the price tag is. Maybe it's not $20,000 anymore.
Yeah.
Deal for lifetimes every day.
Yeah.
I feel better because I see how much this bothers you, and I don't want to make you feel that way or over this issue or topic that we can avoid.
I feel better because you're thinking about different angles and pros and cons.
Is there progress with this one detail?
Yeah.
Well, we both have to agree on that.
I don't really think there's progress on this one.
No? Yeah.
But we both have to agree on it.
Hold on, ladies. Could this be why guys have such a hard time keeping you happy sometimes? He just agreed to give her what she asked. All she wanted was for him to wait. And he's agreed to do that. But she's still not happy.
No, we don't think so. I think there's progress on it because we're getting more deeper into it. And I also see that I'm starting to back away from me getting a new Harley because I see all of the different angles that you're talking about, and like all the things that like we see, and like a motorcycle is what they would consider a recreational vehicle, and you know, emotions aren't worth as much over a recreational toy, regardless of what it is, and like I understand. I mean, I hear you. Yeah, maybe we do just wait a little bit. That's all it is. You know, we sell that Harley and we wait for a little bit, and then whoever pops up, pops up. That's why I thought yes to the progress.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so was there progress in this detail, Danielle?
I guess, yeah.
So why do you say, just for my edification or whatever, why are you saying you guess?
Yeah, I mean, everything you just said makes sense. Yeah, I think it's just still like, I don't know.
I guess I'm asking too because when you guys had the conversation, he said twice then that he could wait. And then he said he can wait a third time there. So I thought for sure it was a yes. That's progress to me.
Yeah.
So why didn't you see progress with him saying he could wait?
Because I don't think he wants to.
No, I don't want to, but it means that doesn't mean I can't. And of course, I don't want to wait. Of course, I want the instant gratification. But if it's going to be this much work and this much like stress over it, it's just a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like it's not like something I live in. It's not something I need. It's something I want. You know, like what we need is we need to buy a house. We need to have a wedding.
Yeah. It's one of those cards in there. I don't know which one it is, but it pertains to this conversation.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there was progress. And no, we did not win the game.
Why didn't we win the game?
It's complicated because like I don't want him to get a Harley, but I also don't like if he chooses to, then I'm like okay with it. So like I don't want it to turn into like okay, well we've decided that you're just not going to do that because I know it's something that you want.
Mm-hmm. What is a win for you?
Just talking about it honestly and like feeling comfortable.
So to win this game, the issue was should I get a new Harley? Should I get a new Harley?
Yeah.
The win was you both agree yes, you both agree no, or you come to some agreement like him waiting. I'm just confused on what you see as a win.
I don't know.
It's not like it's my first one.
I know.
It's just my newest one, that's all.
Yeah.
In order for you to win, you do have to know what a win is for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're never going to check yes. So I wonder if you can define what a win would be. I mean, so him saying he can wait, which is what you were saying earlier, wait till just before the car. I mean, out the house, sounds like he's agreeing to do that now, and you still don't feel like it's a win.
Because I feel bad.
Well, I don't feel bad. I think that's the point of playing the game.
So we wait.
We wait.
There you go. Okay.
You guys agree on progress. Do you guys agree on whether you have a win or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we wait. I think the game's fun. I think it's also kind of like hard.
Yeah.
Because we kind of like we do it in a structured way. That's how couples should talk.
Yeah.
And how individuals should be able to talk to each other and be able to like discuss like hard conversations regardless of what it is. And I think like a lot of couples struggle financially in like how they want to like engage in who provides and who does what and stuff like that. I also think it's like really cool that I think it is structured appropriately.
Yeah.
And like you can have these hard conversations, and like I didn't think that buying a new Harley was gonna be such a hard conversation. I thought it was gonna be pretty fun. You can just kind of like rip it off and call it good. And
yeah, I like all of it. I think it's a really good way to communicate, and I think we sometimes do this on our own, but I do like the way that it's set up. I think it's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long is the Harley been wanting to buy a new Harley? How long have you guys been talking about that?
About a week.
Okay. And Danielle, do you think this was something that was going to be settled anytime soon?
No.
Without the game?
No.
And so what about the game do you think helped you sell it today?
I think just like seeing each other's perspectives and like weighing the pros and the cons and talking about like just the conversations, the questions, I think were really helpful.
You might have answered this already, Kevin, but was there something about the game that helped you guys settle this issue today?
yeah, I think it was kind of like the part, the discussion, the debate, because then we could go from that and then flip it over and talk about like the takeaways. I like it.
I like it too. Yeah, I think it's really great.
What is this? Oh. Look, should we spank our kids? Every now and then, I'll come across a couple that has an issue that gives me doubt on whether I can help them or not. This couple has that issue, especially since none of the kids are his. I am your YBAngry couples coach. Until next week, YBAngry, just play.